Today we will see Dover Beach poem which is written by Matthew Arnold, who is a famous Victorian poet. So before discussing about question answer of Dover Beach, let us see the key points of this poem. So first key points of this poem is that Dover Beach is a lyric poem. Dover is a coastal town in England, southeastern country in Kent. The Dover Strait is located at the narrow west part of the English Channel. The French coast stands opposite to Dover Beach on the other side of the English Channel. Arnold visited Dover Beach in 1851. In this poem, Arnold laments the loss of religious faith. The sea of faith symbolizes religious belief. The poem addresses to Arnold's wife. Sophocles was one of the most famous and celebrated writers of tragedy in ancient Greece. The Aegean Sea is located between mainlands of Greece. So here the key points of this poem is finished. So now we can discuss about the question answer of this poem. So in this chapter there are many question answer. So first of all we will discuss about the scenery and imagery of this poem because this is very important question for this year. So let us start with the question answer. So the question has come like comment on the scenery and imagery of the poem Dover Beach. Let's start the answer. The poem Dover Beach is a remarkable poem of Matthew Arnold. Arnold is very close to nature of calm and silent, or it clearly denotes in his poem Dover Beach. The poet laments the loss of faith in religion or God and the chaos, confusion, doubt, purposelessness that have come in the wake of loss of faith during the Victorian age. It depicts these. As we know that the imagery and scenery is used in a poem to help the readers in understanding the whole poem because through imagery the readers can feel, see, touch, hear, taste and smell things that is described by poet. In the poem Dover Beach, the poet uses gorgeous imagery to show the melancholy mood of poem. The imagery that is found in Dover Beach poem is as follows. In the first stanza of the poem, the imagery which is seen clearly is visual imagery which is related to sight. First of all, he described the sea as calm, but the sea only pretends like calm. Arnold stands at the seashore and watching the gentle waves which collided with sandy shores of the straits. There is a weak air that blows gently and the sea looks calm for the night. The tide is also full and the moon lies fair. This line shows the visual images of reader. The moonlit gleams and is Jean. The moonlit light touches the sea surface and it is beautiful scenery. After that, the imagery of sea of faith is also used, which depicts the sea of faith is lapping the earth in peace. It is wonderful imagery here. In spite of this, the poet presents the author in spite of this, the poet presents the another imagery that is the image of smell. In the poem, the poet invites the reader to imagine the smell of the sweet air in that night as they experience it by themselves. The sweet smell of a night air is calming and relaxing. In the poem, the poet tells his wife to come to the window to enjoy the sweet aroma of the night air and also enjoy their moment of togetherness at night. It is really amazing imagery of the poet. After that, the poet uses the image of sound that is encourage the readers sense of hearing mentally. Here the poet uses the grating roar sound of pebbles which is sometimes annoying the people when they go to sea for peace and calmness. But sometimes for other people, they enjoy the sound of pebbles because the sound is real nature sound in the sea, which is drew by the waves. We can even imagine the scene when the poet hears the roar of the sea as pebbles crashed away by the waves. Thus, the sound is so melancholy and long. It seems the wind is sad and in pure agony. It is marvelous imagery of the poet in this. Next, the poet uses the image of motion in his poem as the waves come and go. Feeling of the high strand begins and 6 depicts the motion of the waves. The imagery shows the movement of waves when they return it. It is up to the high and then leave the pebbles alone. This shows the slow trembling note and presence of melancholy is felt. The poet also uses the word human misery. The word misery depicts hurt, sorrow, etc., and the reader imagines it. The poet tries to show the sense of hurting and feel it as well. It is the imagination of how painful the feeling of sadness is. Because of the misery which people have, the poet also describes the pleasant time when he spent his time at the beach and enjoy the calmness of sea or the sweet night air. He also invites his wife to enjoy that moment.